Here I am with the dolphins, because not only have I researched with EKGs and EEGs with the brain and heart, but also with voice analysis and ultrasound of the dolphins and the effect it has in our body. We did cranial therapy inside the water, several therapists with one patient, and we never asked anything of the dolphin. Only they did whatever they want. It is different from dolphin therapy. Dolphin therapy depends upon the dolphin trainers that dominate the dolphin and make them play with the child. We're going to hear what I have recorded under the water, because not only do they do ultrasound that obviously we can't hear, they also do different sounds, very low sounds, grave sounds, that dolphin trainers never heard of those sounds. Now we're going to hear them. What I know is that ultrasound is necessary to scan DNA to replicate itself, and we keep losing pairs of chromosomes due that the braiding has to get tighter to make the sound. The space between turns gets smaller as we advance in age because of the lack of ultrasound. At 2 years old, a whole turn of the braiding of DNA has 22 chromosomes. At 21 years of age, it only has 14 left for each turn. And at 35 going to 55, it's almost stayed in 10 per turn. And slowly it loses more as we go up on age. Now you can hear them, because really we still do not understand why they do these special sounds for us. And they have a posture like standing up inside the water. We have a lot of very heavy cases here. We have children with cerebral palsy and some grown-ups with really difficult and terminal illness. This is the sound that you have heard several times now, that is very low for dolphins. And we have to keep doing therapy to the children even if they are playing. All of these persons are teachers and students of the school that I've had since 1987 in Spain on cranial sacral therapy. The water is a perfect transmitter of sound, as well as floating in the water helps a lot the unwinding of the body. The sounds will help the therapists as well as the patients. You come out of the water like you feel electricity on your body. We all feel it. Here we're doing the hyoid bone for the verbal expression, and now we know it helps also the thymus gland. The person is completely relaxed even if they feel the vibration, and a sort of tingling that is mostly due to the ultrasound. We do it so that the person can relive their emotions and do not choke in the throat. The hyoid impacts and goes back to the place that it was when we were babies. It goes up and it hurts a lot, the whole throat, when we can't deal with those emotions. You can work all the cranium inside the water, also the sphenoid bone. Many people relive their birth inside the water. Many people have remembering of emotional experiences. In this case, it's a woman that finally finishes embracing her husband. She has cancer and she wanted to feel what it was to die. And she asked the therapist to let her inside the water for some time. I didn't do therapy. I would record the sounds of the dolphins and then do voice analysis before and after being with the dolphins, as well as EKG and EEG before and after. And we did obtain coherence because of the sound of the dolphins. Maybe I'm the only person that has proof about this with therapy with dolphins. We would do therapy on the children that had problems on top of their mother. We would connect him again with her, so that they could relive the start from a different way. And these children started to look with their eyes to their parents. The tragedy of these parents is really terrible. They really don't know that if they're dragging a vegetable that is not connecting with them. For that reason, I use the electrocardiogram to help them see that the child did feel them and they did connect with their hearts of the mother when the mother talked to him. With 2 EKGs, we would see how the heart would connect one with the other. The child's heart with the mother's when the mother would talk to him. And finally she realized that her child really felt her, that she was carrying around a person. We always work several therapists together. Here we have another mother with another baby. And at the beginning we see that they don't connect, that they're not connecting. But simply just because we stayed there and they start to feel each other, they start to connect. And that is all that we want to do. Really, from there on, the coherence and the connection of the mother with the child does everything else. Here we see how the golden mean phi in a number expresses their connection with love. This is Dan Winter's research. To work several therapists in one patient is very advantageous because we connect one area with another with the cranial pulse so that there is more coherence, so that there's more harmony. We also do EEGs, and what we see is that the delta waves rise up a lot. After receiving therapy, you see this enormous activity in the right hemisphere of this child with cerebral palsy. You see it in the right side of the graphic. We help them to walk to recuperate their mobility. Here in the other graphic, we see a great activity of delta waves. We see here an example that all activity of waves rise a lot in the right side hemisphere of the brain. That was not there before. So we see a lot more activity, but we also see synchronicity, coherences between the right and left hemispheres, which is circled in the graphic. These children, because they have so much medication, they go half asleep and they have an enormous quantity of theta waves. And it's much better that the delta waves come up. Here in this other graphic we see a great activity of delta waves that happen because of exposition to light, and they're responsible of biochemistry. So there are many interchanges of biochemistry in the body with this therapy. We could also say about oniric aspects of dream state, of vision. Simply to watch the photographs you demonstrate how much they changed in 5 days of therapy, of cranial therapy with light and sound, of biosonic techniques. Here you see the example of an adult person that her life changed completely.